Hog of a man with a beer in his hand, looked like a drunk old fool. And I knew that if I hit him right, I could knock him off that stool. But everybody said, watch out, that's Tiger Man McCool. He's had a whole lot of fights, and he always come out the winner. Yeah, he's a winner. But I'd had myself about 5 too many, and I walked up tall and proud. I faced his back and I faced the fact that he never stooped or bowed. I said, Tiger Man, you're a pussycat, and a hush fell on the crowd. I said, let's you and me go outside and see who's the winner. Well, he gripped the ball with one big hairy hand, and it braced against the wall. He slowly looked up from his beer. My God, that man was tall. He said, boy, I see you're a scrapper, so just before you fall, I'm gonna tell you just a little what it means to be a winner. He said, you see these bright white smiling teeth, you know they ain't my own. Mine rolled away like chiclets down the street in San Antonio. But I left that person cursing, nursing 7 broken bones, and he only broke 3 of mine, and that make me a winner. He said, behind his grin I got a steel pen that holds my jaw in place, a trophy of my most successful motorcycle race. And every morning when I wake and touch this scar across my face, it reminds me of all I got by being a winner. Now my broken back was a dying act of handsome Harry Clay. That sticky Cincinnati night I stole his wife away. But that woman, she gets uglier and meaner every day. But I got a boy, and that's what makes me a winner. You gotta speak loud when you challenge me, son, 'cause it's hard for me to hear. With this twisted neck and these migraine pains and this cauliflower ear. And if it weren't for this glass eye of mine, I'd shed a happy tear to think of all you'll get by being a winner. I got arthritic elbows, boy, I got dislocated knees from picking fights with thunderstorms and charging into trees. And my nose been broke so often I might lose it if I sneeze. And son, you say you still wanna be a winner. My spine is short, 3 vertebrae, and my hip is screwed together. My ankles warn me every time there'll be a change in weather. Guess I kick too many asses, and when the kicks all get together, they sure can slow you down when you're a bunch of clumps and lumps and bumps and scars from charging broken bottles and button crowded bars. And this hernia, well, it only proves a man can't lift a car, but you're expected to do it all when you're a winner. Got a steel plate inside my skull, underneath this store-bought head. My pelvis is aluminum from taking ladies' dares. And if you had a magnet, son, you could lift me off my chair. I'm a man of steel, but I'm rusting. What a winner. Got a perforated ulcer, I got strictures and incisions. My prostate's barely holding up from those all-night collisions. And I'll have to fight two of you because of my double vision. You're looking sick, son. That ain't right for a winner. Winning that last stock car race cost me my favorite toes. Winning that factory foreman's job, it browned and broke my nose. And these hemorrhoids come from winning all them goddamn rodeos. Sometimes it's a pain in the butt to be a winner. In the war I got the Purple Heart, that's why my nerves are gone. And I ruined my liver in drinking contests, which I always won. And I should be retired now, rocking on my lawn. But you losers keep coming on, making me a winner. When I walk, you can hear my pelvis rattle, creak and crack. From my great Olympic hump off with that nymphomaniac. After which I spent the next 6 weeks in traction on my back, while we walked off smiling. So I never play the violin, and I seldom dance or ski. They say there never was a hero brave and strong as me. But when you're this year's hero, son, your next year's used to be. And that's the facts of life when you're a winner. Now you remind me a lot of my younger days, with your knuckles clenching wide. But boy, I'm gonna sit right here and sip this beer all night. And if there's something you gotta prove by winning some silly fight, well, okay, I quit, I lose, son. You're a winner. guess that makes me a winner. So I stumbled from that barroom, not so tall and not so proud. And behind me I could hear the hoots of laughter from the crowd. But my eyes still see and my nose still works and my teeth are still in my mouth. And you know, I guess that makes me